What is something that Reddit claims is common, but you've never actually seen it in real life? In my experience, the worst people you'll ever meet or possibly even date will just be everyday looking people. For instance, recently I met a girl who was 19 and was raped by a 17-year-old boy at a party. Her parents were so concerned with her hanging out with older boys. They never thought to question if people our own age could be just as dangerous. It made me realize that the things we worry about aren't the things that will hurt us a lot of the time. Reddit feeds us a lot of false ideas on the things we should be concerned with regarding people's appearance and behavior. ADHD denial or discrimination, cause they disclose to their employers that they have ADHD, or have encountered any number of people who claim ADHD isn't real, and their parents just should have spanked them more when they were kids. I was diagnosed with ADHD 27 years ago, when I was 11 years old, and I've brought it up to damn near everyone. No one has ever told me it's not real, and every employer I've ever had has been super understanding and supportive of it. Reddit thinks you can pick up a phone and get a lawyer like no big deal. Maybe that's true for personal injury or situations like that. But when I needed to go to war with my landlord, I couldn't find anyone who would take my money. I talked to probably 20 attorneys and paralegals to find we don't handle things like that. The only reason I found representation is because I already had a lawyer who happened to know someone she was kind enough to refer me to. Any political or social issue. I don't witness any hate crimes. I don't witness racism. I don't see any MAGAs. No microaggressions. No trans or pronoun issues. No CRT or religious stuff in school. The stuff that's talked about the most is very inconsequential for me, and I feel like I'm living in a different world. I bet these hot topic items are very niche and overblown from both sides. All I see is inflation law. OT go to a restaurant, shopping, or a playground with his own biological children, or women will harass him, bully him for babysitting her, and then call the police and frame him as a child molester. If you make the mistake of saying what the hell, that doesn't happen, they'll say nah, this happened to a friend or a friend, so I know it happens, and you're blaming the victims. People working at the counter watching with bated breath to see if you put a tip on the screen and then making a sad face when you don't. Never seen it in my entire life. I'm assuming the entire plane clapped when they hit no tip. People love making posts about being harassed to tips by a lifeless prompt on a screen, but I find it easy to just ignore it and just hit 0 when it doesn't make sense to add a tip. People losing their minds and getting into verbal or physical altercations in public. I don't doubt it happens. I've seen tons of videos of it. If I based my worldview on what I see on Reddit, I'd never leave the house. But in my world, where I live, I've never seen that happen. That being said, I did see a guy holding his bleeding neck from a gunshot while wandering down the street. That Americans being dumb. They're just like anywhere else in the world. I didn't find them to be particularly dumber than anywhere else. Compared to Western Europe, I saw more people overall, and more of them lower income. But it wasn't like, oh no, I'm in the land of anti-intellectuals now, like Reddit would have you believe. Now the obesity, on the other hand, totally true. I once knew a person who lived in South Asia who was surprised when an American told him I am still close to my parents and see them regularly. He said TV, movies, and particularly the relationships subreddits made him think that all Americans permanently sever ties with their parents at age 18. Religious, going around screaming Bible verses at people and attempting to permanently erase human rights from the earth forever and ever, amen. I don't live in America and don't know what it's like over there, but I feel like the Reddit atheists are getting too heated. Being accosted as a single man at a playground. I've got 2 kids and have taken them to countless playgrounds, splash pads, parks, and all types of kid-friendly places. I've seen lots and lots of single men. I have never seen one get harassed. That everyone in California is so milk drinking, of driving, purple-haired ultra-liberal that get abortions for funsies. I haven't met anyone like this so far, and most people here are regular people that do regular people things. Something being mentioned as having happened and something being said as common are 2 completely different things. Usually what I see is person says thing happened and then Redditors claim nah, 'cause they've never seen it. to big over-the-top gender reveal parties. Most gender reveal parties are juice-it families doing something cute and fun to celebrate any news about a new baby they're excited about and so they can buy stuff for the baby. As a first-time mom, I was positive I was going to be terribly berated for daring to bring my crotch goblin, as they say, out in public. This has not happened and I haven't seen or heard of it happening in real life. That we men are lonely, and the only thing we want is a woman to snuggle spoon with us in bed all night. Fuck no. What we want is for you to let us sleep without wearing you like a blanket and overheating. People blowing up phones when drama happens. I'd get 2 of my siblings messaging me after family drama for gossip purposes, but having cousins, aunts, dogs-in-law blowing up phones doesn't happen. All these folks saying they make 200k. I mean, yeah, our VPs and CEO make above 200, but most of us normal folks are below that. I do live in ALCOL area though, so even 100,000 and you live like a king. Not me. I don't have kids, but I have a couple friends with them. Not one has ever been bitched at or looked at weird for taking their kids' places solo. They all say they just get treated like dads. Men not washing their ass claiming it's gay to do so. Edit to the handful of people replying who have totally witnessed this and therefore it must be common. You are Reddit one-uppers. It's not something I've ever noticed. Maybe someone has done it to me before, to generally complete ones off, and they probably were just trying to tell a related story. Delayed puberty with hormone blockers being reversible. Internet loves to this true. Can't post a single instance of someone having functioning sex organs after it though. As someone who probably goes to the movies 6-8 times a year, I don't usually see much disruptions at theaters, including for popular films that attract a large crowd. Work from home jobs existing. I honestly cannot find a good IT-related WFH job in Ontario, Canada. They are all hybrid, or on-site only, or pay laughable wages. Guys who call themselves alpha males. Reddit has the biggest hate boner for this. And I've never seen it or heard it used seriously. Literally anywhere. People praising Lizzo. Redditors are obsessed with her, but in real life she's just another pop artist who makes radio-friendly music. I frankly believe that most people who complain on Reddit have never actually experienced the things they complain about. People immediately insisting on a bridge-burning breakup when a friend seeks advice on challenges in their relationship. If you were to believe Reddit, everyone's out here making $150,000 per year yet barely able to afford rent and groceries. Influencers at the gym. I've never seen it, and I go to a fairly popular gym, but people complain about it on here a ton. Trans individuals using the wrong bathroom, and in doing so indoctrinating innocent children into a life of Satanism. Most of the gender war stuff, a huge of the generalizations men and women make are way less common in real life. That every single boss is shitty. I've had one shitty boss in all my years of work. Most were very good to great. Influencers filming in public. ETA, I live around the DFW area of Texas. Admittedly, not influencer central. People who are circumcised are probably happy and don't care about it being so awful. I'm glad I am anyways. Taco Bell instant diarrhea. I'm sure it happens to some people, but it's not just Taco Bell as the cause. LGBTQ hate. I know I'm near liberal as Portland, but I'm out in the country still and haven't ever seen it. Men that don't or won't wipe their asses properly, and I'm glad I haven't been exposed to this phenomenon. Damn near everything Reddit is an absolute bizarro world of shit that never happens to normal people. People bragging about overworking. I've never encountered this, but it comes up all the time on here. That everyone has a therapist or lawyer on hand that they can just call up and get in right away. That people have tons of money in their retirement account, or even have a retirement in general. Crippling student loan debt. Almost everyone I know who went to college is still able-bodied. Your balls penis touching the water in the toilet. Never heard anyone I'll mention it either. Reddit makes it seem like atheists are 90 of the world, but in reality, it's closer to 110. A Redditor standing their ground in any situation with a customer service worker. Women getting mad at men for holding the door open for them.